Tampa Bay's chase for a third straight postseason appearance is in high gear. Thanks to an impressive 8-2 record on their West Coast trip, the Rays now claim the top spot in the AL wildcard chase and are closing in on the AL East leading Yankees. Tonight, the Rays will look for revenge against the Kansas City Royals after a sweep of the Rays at the end of June. Catch all the action on Sun Sports. Tonight, the Rays return home. Coming off a firepower of a road trip, the Rays will begin a 6-game homestand and a 3-game series tonight against the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tropicana Field with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a moment. Well, the Rays found their offense on this last road trip. They were led by B.J. Upton. This Kansas City club comes in here red hot. They're led by their slugger, Billy Butler.
A couple of good sticks, a lot of good sticks for the Rays on that road trip. But let's focus on B.J. Upton and what he was able to do. A very productive road trip for B.J. as far as the power goes. He had an OPS of over 1,000, hit 5 home runs on that trip, drove in 13. And what we saw out of B.J. was a very aggressive swing, a couple of towering home runs. But I think most importantly for B.J. was that right there, the ability to take the ball the other way with power, his ability to let that ball travel. That lets you know that he really trusts his swing and trusts his hand speed right now. And this is another guy you see right there who's willing to go the other way. And Billy Butler, over the last 12 games, extremely productive, 372 average. The power numbers have gone up for Billy this year, 4 home runs in that span, has driven in a run a ball game, and more importantly for the Royals, they've won 9 of those 12 games with Billy Butler leading the way. Another guy that'll hit the ball all over the place.
Well, the Royals have won 9 of 12, the Rays 11 of 13. Rays happy to be home, but recently, when it comes to offensive production, it has been road, sweet road. Todd Callis will look into that when we return.
7 runs, bringing the lineup card to home plate for that entire 4-game series. As we welcome you back to the Kansas City Royals Tampa Bay Rays opener to this 3-game series. Rays, in our Toyota trend, really been hitting the ball better away from Tropicana Field. Look at the numbers all year long, and you see across the board 12 more home runs on the road, 107 doubles compared to 78, almost a full run per game more on the road. The runners in scoring position, batting average 32 points higher. We caught up with Carlos Pena and Joe Madden and talked to them about trying to carry that over and how well they hit on the recent road trip.
Good energy going. And I think that's what we're capable of doing. We're capable of scoring some runs. We haven't been able to do that all year. So to see us explode that way, it was a lot of fun. And what a relief for our pitching staff. You know, they've been out there throwing the ball very well, and we haven't been able to score runs for them. So to be able to do so, it was a blast to be part of. So great road trip, and hopefully we can carry on.
Ball carried on the road. We hit the ball really well starting in Minnesota. We struck the ball well. We had a little setback in Seattle based on their pitching. We did a little bit better in Anaheim, but it's just been strange. The ball just seems to have carried better all year away from here. I don't know why. I think part of it may be psychological. We're going to find out. But then again, we have a different lineup. We're a little bit thicker now than we had been, although Longo is not playing today. But I want to believe there's going to be some carryover from this recent road trip, so we're going to find out.
There's Johnson, Elliot Johnson with the lineup cards at home plate. Joe Madden said we'll find out. We will in 2 minutes and 40 seconds as we have the first pitch that far away. We'll have all the action for you on Sun Sports as the Rays kick off a 6-game homestand against the Kansas City Royals next.
To you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles moving forward. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Sagicor, plan a bright financial future today at SagicorLifeUSA.com. And by Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. Welcome inside Tropicana Field. The Rays have a score to settle with the Kansas City Royals. The Royals swept the Rays in Kansas City, and both teams come into this series red hot. The Rays atop the American League wild card. And here will be the starting lineup for the Kansas City Ball Club. Gerard Dyson is going to lead off in center. Escobar second, followed by Gordon. Billy Butler, the DH. Salvador Perez is the catcher. Mike Moustakas at third. Lorenzo Cain in right. That's Eric Hosmer at first base hitting eighth. And Johnny Giovatella, the second baseman, will bat ninth.
Taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, going to be right-hander Jeremy Hellickson, making his 23rd start of the season. 7-8 record, 3.39 earned run average, coming off an outing in Seattle. He threw the game that Felix Hernandez was obviously so very good with the perfect game, but Jeremy threw the ball well in that outing. 7 innings, 1 earned run, obviously picking up the loss. 1 career start against this Kansas City Royal club. That came last year in August. Went 7 1/3 and gave up 1 earned run to the Royals.
Well, Ned Yost has his club at 54 and 66. They're running third in the Central in his 3rd season as the manager in Kansas City. Well, here's Dyson, the center fielder, up in the leadoff spot in the first pitch of this game. And it's a strike call. The first pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. We are underway. Dyson at 272. And an 0-2 count.
Well, you have 2 teams facing off in this series that really over the last couple of weeks are the 2 hottest teams in baseball.
Yes, they are. Kansas City winning 9 of 12. The Rays 11 of 13. Pitch inside a fastball. And it's 1-2.
Both pitching staffs leading the way. The Rays offense coming alive on that road trip. Well documented. Certainly some Royals that can swing the bat too.
And there's a strike call. How about that? He caught Dyson looking at the breaking ball.
Well, he had been pounding him in with the fastball, making Dyson aware of that fastball in. And then how about this? Just drops this right on the outer third. I mean, right on the outside corner, really. That's a perfect pitch by Jeremy Hellickson. Dyson couldn't even pull the trigger.
So that's the first out. And here's Alcides Escobar. And he's been a hot hitter. Now 10th in the league in hitting overall. First pitch from Hellickson is down. A fastball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Season numbers there. He's riding an 8-game hitting streak, and he absolutely wore the Rays out in Kansas City earlier this year.
He's out in front. Change up, and the count is 1-1. Had a good series in the recent outing against the Chicago White Sox. Had a hit yesterday, and the day before he had a 4-hit day. They were all infield hits. 2-1 the count. And how about these career numbers against the Rays? He is a royal pain.
Yeah. At averaging .483, 5 doubles, 3 of them coming in the last 3 games. With a bunch of runs.
Line drive into left. That's going to hang up for Desmond Jennings, and he's got it. 2 up and 2 down.
Let's take a quick look at the Rays defense as it lines up. Left to right in the outfield, Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Sam Fuld. Across the infield, third to first, Sean Rodriguez, Elliot Johnson, Ryan Roberts, and Jeff Keppinger. Jose Lobaton will be behind the plate.
So the base is empty. Alex Gordon. Gordon, the left fielder. When the Rays saw the Kansas City Royals last, he was their leadoff man, and just recently has he been dropped into the 3rd spot. Right back to the middle, and a base hit into center. He returns a fastball with that base hit.
Number 16.
Well, Gordon taking this ball that is away. Actually, not a bad pitch at all by Jeremy Hellickson. A nice fastball down and away. A better approach. And and better results for Alex Gordon. Let's take a quick look at Billy Butler, the scouting report on him, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Accomplished hitter. This guy right now sits at a career average of 298. You get the feeling as he continues on with his career, he will be a career 300 hitter because of his willingness to hit the ball to all fields. And century mark sits on 99 career home runs right now. Obviously one more and it's 100.
And he is the guy in this lineup right now that if a manager's going to say, here's the guy who you can't let beat you, it would be him.
Absolutely, it would be. Well, you see the season numbers that, as he's become a more accomplished hitter, gotten better, gotten to know the league a little bit more, the power numbers have started to increase, and he is the most productive guy in this lineup. So, yeah, Jim Hickey sits down that team. That's number one out of his mouth.
Pitch a strike around the knees with a curveball again. 0-2.
Little sweeping action on this curveball by Jeremy, just catching that outside corner. Boy, he's made some precision pitches. Billy Butler didn't like it. Nothing says you have to.
0-2. And a base hit the other way. A fastball, he reaches out and takes it the other way. So down 0-2. He'll take what the pitcher gives him, and he comes up with a base hit.
Precisely the reason that he is so dangerous as a hitter. We saw 25 home runs, 79 RBIs. Typically, those guys have one approach, not Billy Butler, and that's why he will be a career 300 hitter. That was a nice pitch again by Jeremy Hellickson, but Billy just shoots the gap over there for the Royals' second straight hit.
So with 2 men out, the Royals have put 2 men on. And here's Salvador Perez, their young catcher, an impressive catcher and an impressive hitter as well. Kansas City just off a sweep, a 3-game sweep of the White Sox. Perez a big part of that. Ground ball to third. Rodriguez will step on the bag, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the first. Rays coming in to hit. Brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Let's take a look at Joe Madden's lineup tonight. Desmond Jennings leads it off, followed by B.J. Upton and Ben Zobrist, who's the DH. Keppinger, Roberts, and Rodriguez down the middle. Sam Fold in right. Jose Lobaton will catch, and Elliott Johnson, the ninth hitter, the shortstop.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Kansas City Royals is going to be left-hander Will Smith, making his 10th start of the season. 2 different stints with the Royals. Made a couple of starts early at end of May, beginning of June. He was 1-2 with the 9, sent back to the minors. Recalled on July 19th, and since then has actually thrown the ball very well in his 6 starts, going 3-2 with the 3.69 and getting better even the last 2. won both of those games, going 7 strong innings and giving up 2 earned runs in each.
Smith, 23 years old. Here's Desmond Jennings going after the first pitch, popping it up right side. Hosmer down near the bullpen with his back to the infield, makes an over-the-shoulder catch to retire Jennings.
Boy, that was impressive. I didn't think that even if Hosmer was going to get there that he'd be able to catch this. This is a tough angle, and he never is able to get turned around and doesn't even try to basket catch it. Goes up and over the head. A lot more difficult than he made it look.
1 pitch, 1 out. And here's B.J. Upton coming off that slugging road trip. 15 home runs now on the year for B.J. 5 on the road trip. Pitch is down. So a third of his home run production in 10 games on the road.
What we saw a couple tape measure shots. I mean, just blasts.
Two balls and a strike. Let's break out his road trip hits by direction. You see 5 back to center and 7 to left. Swing and a miss, and 1 the other way. And he also hit some. That's not only the balls that he got for hits, but contact he made the other way.
Yeah, and they had 1 hit on there to right field, to true right field. He gets powered by a fastball there by Smith at 93 miles an hour, showing a little giddy up. But he had that one off of Scott Downs that I guess they considered center field, but it was right center field, and that was a both of them were hit very well. They weren't little dribblers the other way. The balls were shot off the bat.
And that's the point that Joe Madden was making about the progress B.J. Upton has made offensively. 2 outs. There's been Zobrist. The pitch is a strike around the knees. And now a breaking ball in there. 0-2 the count to Ben. One ball, 2 strikes. Little tapper that's going to get by the mound. Giovatelli no play after the pickup. He was deep at second, and once the ball got by Smith, a very difficult chance for the Kansas City second baseman, and really no play at all.
You know how we talk about when a guy's trying to push a bunt, you just want to get it by the pitcher? This is basically what this turns out to be, a push bunt by Ben Zobrist. You get it by the pitcher, too far for Giovatelli to have to run, cannot throw you out.
So a 2-out infield hit. Put Zobrist aboard for Keppinger. Keppinger hitting .407 off left-handed pitching for the year. And the first pitch in around the knees for a strike. Foul out of play. 0-2.
Let's take a quick look at the Royals defense as it lines up in the outfield left to right. Alex Gordon, Gerard Dyson, and Lorenzo Cain across the infield third to first. Mike Moustakas, Alcides Escobar, Johnny Giovatelli, Eric Hosmer, and behind the plate will be Salvador Perez.
And a 2-strike count to Keppinger. Zobrist with 13 steals on the year. And if you give Perez any chance at all behind the plate, he is tough to run on. to center field. Dyson is there, though, and makes the catch, and the Rays are out in the first. Base hit, the man left, through one, no score.
Tropicana Field. Tonight's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of FLA.
And there is a statement, a fashion statement here tonight inside Tropicana Field. Perfectly fine to leave those hats on, particularly when they look as good as those two.
Matching fedoras.
Mike Moustakas, he leads off the second inning. Moustakas followed by Kane and Hosmer. Jeremy Hellickson on the hill, gave up a couple of hits in the first and left two men aboard. 1-1.
I'm not even sure if those were fedoras. It's the only hat name I know, though. Sounded good.
Yeah.
Probably.
They look great.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be great for the entire traveling party. What do you think?
Well, a little too distinguished for me. But, yeah. A razor trip. How about if the hats were there then?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a 2-1 count to Moustakas. There they are. A great variation on that theme of the Jackets. Two balls, two strikes. Moustakas had been struggling at the plate, but recently he has really started to hit. He's 6 of his last 12 right now. And the count goes full. He laid off the fastball away. Rays a season high 13 games over 500. Foul ball back. A 3-2 changeup. Well, you can see the hitter Moustakas trying to restrain himself on that 3-2 changeup.
Tried to leave the hands back as long as he could. Yeah, when Jeremy's throwing that pitch with his great arm speed, so difficult.
Cut the miss. He came right back with a double up on the changeup and struck him out.
You know what Jeremy Hellickson does, so does James Shields, that ability to throw the changeup out over the plate. They're not always trying to locate that pitch down and away. They've got enough confidence in it to be able to throw it out over the plate. You get the swing and a miss here. They've even been known, you'll watch them at times throw it in to hitters on purpose, which really will mess with the hitter's mind because he sees that four-seam spin, expects fastball, especially in. It's not.
Lorenzo Cain, he takes a fastball for a strike. And if you're the hitter on deck, you see a couple of changeups back to back like that, and then you get up there and you see the fastball. Well, you wind up taking it.
Yeah, that's right.
Fly ball down the left field line. On the move is Jennings into foul territory, has room and makes the catch behind the bullpen mound.
Well, right there, Cain was out in front on that changeup, hit that towering fly ball, and it hung up there enough for Desmond to be able to hustle over and make that play. He does the same thing, tries to stay back on it. That one elevated, but still out in front. Boy, it can get dicey back in that corner. You've got the mounds to contend with, the low wall.
Now Eric Hosmer, the first baseman. The pitch is a strike at the knees. Hosmer down to 234, but 11 home runs. Fastball is fouled back. 0-2. First two men have been retired. They were in the first before Gordon and Butler singled. Hellickson got out of that. 0-2 here on Hosmer with the bases empty and 2 gone in the second. And he has him reaching. Came back with a breaking ball there to strike him out. Bottom of the second coming. No score. Game tonight and all season long for that matter. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Ryan Roberts got into the home run act yesterday in Anaheim, hitting his second home run in a Rays uniform. That came in the 5th inning off Zach Greinke en route to the eventual 8-3 Rays win. Fouls the first pitch back, a fastball out of play. Roberts in here against Will Smith, the lefty. And that bat started to get hot on the road trip. 343. 5 out of 16 against the Angels in Anaheim, where he hit the home run. 1-1 the count to Roberts. Sean Rodriguez will be next, and then Sam Fole. Tapper foul, 1-2. Roberts admits that when he first came to the Rays, he might have been pressing a bit, and he's settled in a little bit more. And Joe Madden initially using him at third base, and now more recently at second.
And that's almost to be expected. Changing teams midstream, especially going to a team that has playoff aspirations and a playoff history, even though it's recently, absolutely can be unnerving. Trying to prove yourself to your new teammates, the new organization.
Swing and a miss. Roberts out on strikes. So that's the second strikeout for Smith. First out here in the second inning. Sean Rodriguez. Sean hitting .214 with the 6 home runs, but he was 5 for 13 in the Angels series. And he takes a look at the pitch too low from the lefty. Smith, originally drafted by the Angels, he was acquired a couple years ago for Alberto Callaspo, who's now playing third base for the Angels. Three balls, no strikes. Green light and a foul ball just outside the bag at third. 3-1.
And Joe Madden liking what he's seen from Sean Rodriguez, especially during that Angels series, the numbers you just mentioned, Dwayne. And you do that, you get the 3-0 green light, especially off a lefty here.
And ball 4, a fastball wide. The Rays get their second base runner of the night. A 1-out walk here in the second. Kansas City got Smith in July of 2010. He was at the Double-A level last year at Northwest Arkansas. He had 13 wins there. Led the Texas League in wins. Here's Sam Fuld. Pitch is a strike. Well, every time Sam is in the lineup, you know, we talked earlier about the ability of Desmond Jennings, for an example, to have an impact every night. Fuld is like that.
Yeah.
People look at Sam Fuld and his career and his body of work. He's 30 years old, and they see him as an extra outfielder. But I'll tell you, he's a guy, even though he's pretty much slotted as an extra outfielder, he's still a guy that when he's in the lineup, you feel really great about that.
Well, you never question what you're going to get out of Sam and his ability to spark a team with a bunt, you know, taking an extra base on the base pass, stealing a base, a great defensive play. You know, he brings a lot to the table. Absolutely. And you know what? And it's not easy to do that and to be that type of a player when you are a part-time guy. But you know what? He takes advantage of every opportunity that he gets, whether it be in a pinch hit role or the occasional start.
A 1-1 count to Sam. That's a strike on a breaking ball. 1-2. You can see how active Perez is behind the plate. He is very aware of base runners. And the opposing runners very aware of him as well. They should be.
All the different ways that the Royals try to control the running game. You see right there Perez with the fake throw down there trying to cut down the guy's secondary lead.
Another foul. Breaking ball again, I think there. 1-2, and not an easy pitch to handle. Fuld stays alive.
He does. You see right there 41% on the caught stealing. Only 22 attempts.
Another toss to first. Rodriguez back in.
And here's the thing, though, and those numbers are tremendous, no question about it. However, most stolen bases happen off of the pitcher.
Yep.
You're stealing off his time, lack of a move, whatever it may be. Sometimes the catcher, you know, there's nothing that he can do.
foul ball again, a breaking ball. Well, and that's why if you give them half a chance,
yes,
and that's really all you have to do as a pitcher. Just be aware out there and do a good job of trying to prevent the opposition from running wild, because if he has a chance, Perez is going to throw you out.
Better than most.
Yep. Fly ball back into center. Dyson a little bit to his left. He was shaded toward left center. Sean Rodriguez went back to tag and bluffed to start to second base, and then realized he'd better get back to first.
I think Sean was just trying to wake himself up after the late flight west to east coast. They get back there and get a little shot of adrenaline here. Now that's, you know what, that's part of the Rays game. They
sure
want to put pressure on you at all times on the base pads.
And you know, there's nothing wrong with what he did, because if you do find an outfielder asleep,
yeah,
for just a beat or two,
that's right,
you could take advantage. You're at least headed in the right direction.
Yeah, and then Jose Lobaton dribbles one through and you have a run out of it.
Yep.
If not, you go back to first and start again.
Lobaton, there's a soft liner into left for a base hit. Sean Rodriguez heads to second, and Lobaton has himself a base hit.
Nice job of finding the hole there by Jose Lobaton. That ball cracked the bat. Take a look at it. I think gives it right off the end. Yep, absolutely right off the end of the bat. Just flips that ball out into left field.
They chipped part of the bat away that barreled into the bat, chipping away on that base hit. And it's going to give Elliott Johnson an opportunity here. The Rays for the first time with the man at second. 2 men on, 2 men out here in the second for Elliott Johnson. Pitch is away. 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a base hit into left field. Here comes Sean Rodriguez around. He will score, throw to third, and Lobaton is out there. But the run will count. Sean Rodriguez crossed the plate before Lobaton was cut down trying to go to third. Rays lead 1-0. He scores from second on the base hit by Elliott Johnson. Ahead of that play at third on Lobaton.
And you better get going. Lobaton heading to third here. You see him right there at the end, peek back, and then crank it up to make sure that he hit home plate before Lobaton was tagged out.
So Elliott Johnson picks up his 30th run batted in, and the Rays have a 1-0 lead to carry into the third. Johnny Giovitella, the second baseman, leads it off for Kansas City. The pitch is a strike call. Giovitella, then top of the order, Dyson and Escobar. And again, a strike call, this one on the breaking ball. It's been a little more prominent here in the early stages of this game for Jeremy Hellickson.
Well, he continues to throw it like that. He's able to sweep it down and away from the right-handers. We've seen a couple really nasty curveballs on the outer third against the lefties.
Just down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hellickson trying to even his season's record here. He's 7-8 on the year, but he has the 10th best earned run average in the American League coming in to play tonight at .339. 1-2 pitch. A little soft liner into right, charged by Fold, and it short hops him, but he manages somehow to dive after that ball and still keep it in front of him. Great effort by Fold. That's what we were talking about last inning. Giovitella has a base hit to open the third.
Yeah, always going to get max effort. This ball starts in, a little inside-out swing by Giovitella, and boy, just that close by Fold on the dive. But more importantly, he keeps it in front of him. Keeps Giovitella at first base. That ball gets over that glove, and he may still be running.
And a move to first. Giovitella back in. Gerard Dyson is the hitter. One more time to first. Hellickson got Dyson looking on a curveball in the first inning. Soft looper into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. The ball's not hit very hard, but back-to-back base hits. And a little bit of a spot here in the third for Hellickson. Hellickson recently has had difficulty coming up on the winning side of the ledger at home after a good start. 11-5 through his first 21 starts, but the last 7, 0-6 here.
Yeah, the number's not even close. You see the earned run average is 3+ runs. The opponent average almost 100 points more.
That's our Buick GMC Spotlight. Hellickson trying to turn that trend around. Escobar is the hitter. He's showing the bunt and bunts it foul. Strike one. Mercedes Escobar comes in with an 8-game hitting streak. Lined out his last time. 10th in the American League at hitting. So he fouled it trying to advance both men into scoring position.
I think normally the way that Escobar is swinging the bat, you'd like to see him continue to do that. However, with the guys he's got coming up behind him and a couple base runners already on there, and Yost was thinking second and third.
And he was going to show the bunt again.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a lot of times a manager will put on the inside move, from Jeremy Hellickson. Not going to even make a throwback there or even attempt to get the guy, but you'll do that just to see if the bunt is still on, and you can react accordingly with your defensive adjustments.
Bunt is on, and it's bunted foul back into the screen. 0-2.
And you see what happened there. Escobar squared around late. He didn't want to show it as early. He squares around a little bit later, and that ball jumped on him a little bit. see him reaching too. It's a tough way to get that particular pitch down in fair territory, especially where you want to, which is up the third base line.
It's an 0-2 count. The ground ball to third. Rodriguez to second. One quick throw to first for two. Rays turn the double play. Rodriguez, Roberts to Keppinger. And a nice job on the receiving end of that by Keppinger at first base.
Yeah, and it almost could have been a triple play there. Sean Rodriguez, boy, he could have tagged Giovitello. You see how close it's going to be. He throws it right into him. Couldn't wait that long to try to tag him, so he takes the traditional 5-4-3 and a nice scoop. You're right by Keppinger. Giovitello almost runs into this.
Yeah, if he doesn't pull up, it's a cinch. Now Giovitello is at third with two gone, and here's Alex Gordon. Fouls the fastball back, strike one. Fastball up, and Gordon went after it.
And the lady that was serving back there was able to hold on to the tray. Did you see that? That tray got a little wobbly.
That's
Someone almost lost
concentration.
chicken fingers or drinks.
Yep.
Either one. Can't lose that.
One and one the count. Gordon with 47 runs batted in. Man at third, two gone. Two balls and a strike, and a nice job by Lobaton covering up on the curveball. And a ground ball right side. Roberts can't come up with it. He had Gordon out in front reaching for it. The run will score to tie the game at one as Gordon drives in his 48th run of the year.
Well, Alex Gordon just trying to put that ball in play, and he reaches out, hits it off the end of the bat. It breaks his bat, but it's perfectly placed. Going to take a heck of a play here by Ryan Roberts to get him at first, and he's got a chance at it, but that ball squirts away, and the Royals tie it.
How about these three hits here in the third inning? How about that?
Gross.
Just drives a pitcher completely crazy.
Yes, yes, it will. I mean, you're out there as a pitcher. You want to change speeds, get guys out in front, get weak contact off the label, off the end of the bat. It's exactly what he's done.
Yep.
And 3 times it's fallen in safely.
Now, for that, he gets to face Billy Butler with a runner at first in a tie game. Butler looks at a first pitch fastball, strike one.
And he'll want to stay out of that spot. No repeats.
Butler singled in the first inning, got down 0-2, and then hit a pitch away from him through the right side. Rays scored a run in the second. Kansas City back with a run in the third. A bit inside, it's 1-1. Kansas City had a couple of runners in the first, left them on. They have a run here in the third. Two and one. The best hit ball in the inning was the double play ball.
Yeah.
The ground ball to third.
Yeah. And sometimes this game makes no sense. No sense.
Perez, the catcher, on deck.
But you understand, as a pitcher, you're going to give up those kind of hits from time to time, but not 3 in 1 inning. The only 3 put together to cost you a run.
Two 1 pitch. Curveball, that's in there, taken for strike 2.
Tell you what, Jeremy Hellickson, pretty good stuff working here tonight. The changeup's been pretty good. The fastball, for the most part, the location's good. That curveball has been outstanding.
Here we go, 2-2. The miss. He came back to the curveball, got him to chase it. A run scores, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied 1-1.
Rays. Jennings knows, and rightfully so, that the pitching has received a lot of accolades this year, but he's hoping the offense can contribute like it did on the last road trip.
And all you hear about is how good the Tampa pitching is, man. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, that's them, though, man. They work hard to be that good. So it's, you know, but you know, we want to hit. You know, we want to hit too, man. And this road trip, we did pretty good, and you know, we just want to keep that up, keep the feeling, keep the vibe going in here, and you know, keep the confidence where it's at right now, and you know, we feel like we should be okay.
You did a good job setting the table for BJ Upton on that trip, guys.
Yeah, here's Desmond taking the first pitch down, 1-0, and they continue to hit the way they did on that road trip. That sends a big message, and they'll hear a lot about hitting.
They certainly will, and you match that up with the pitching. Look out.
Missed the bunt attempt. The count is 1-1.
Well, just like they did on this road trip, going 8-2, and then look what they did with the Angels.
Set a club record there for a 4-game series.
Outscored them 37-14. That's what happens when you match up the offense and the defense. You destroy teams, good teams.
A little bit high with the pitch, breaking ball. It's 2-1. Yeah, you go in and sweep a team like the Angels in their ballpark,
fighting for their playoff lives.
Pitching. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And you do that on the rebound of having that perfect game thrown against you, and the night before suffering one of those really tough losses that every club is going to run across. But you put those two back to back, that tough 9th inning loss in Seattle, and then the perfect game thrown against you. It didn't seem to faze this team at all. There's a shot deep into right center. Kane will go to the wall, and it's going to be over his head. Jennings on his way to second, turns on to speed. He's going to head for 3, and he's in there without a play. 3-base hit for Desmond Jennings. He hit it into right center field, his 4th triple of the year. to lead off the bottom of the third.
Yeah, and Kane never looked for the wall. He kept his eye on the ball the entire time. He never looks back for the wall and tries to time anything up. He's just going for the baseball, runs right into the right field fence. Look at that eye. The eyes never go back. And boom.
And Desmond turns it on around second base. Infield comes in here in the third. And a big cut to miss by Upton. Strike one. Yeah, that was quite a collision with the right center field wall out there by Kane. He's still trying to shake that off.
It's one thing to see a guy run back and jump into the wall, but you can, from our vantage point, you're watching Kane run without looking back towards the wall, and you know he's just bound to go full head of steam right into that wall. That will jar you.
Jay fouls it. Now it's 1-2. We'll take another look. Kane missed about the first half of the year with a couple of injuries. He had a groin strain, also a torn left hip flexor. He tried the right hip to see how that felt against the wall out there, and not too good. 2-2 the count to BJ. Not only is the infield come up, but the outfield is shallowed up here. 2-2. There's ball 3, and it skips away from Perez, and down from third comes Jennings to score the go-ahead run. Well, the Rays get a break there. A wild pitch, and it's 2-1 Tampa Bay.
Well, you don't often see that, the wild pitch on a fastball. You may see a breaking ball in the dirt, a changeup, but this fastball gets yanked right in, and Perez, instead of going down to block it, see, he's assuming a fastball, not anticipating that in the dirt.
And the pitch down for ball 4 to Upton. So the Rays get their second run. Upton draws the walk on the backside of the run being scored. So he'll be at first with nobody out. The wild pitch committed by Will Smith, his 4th of the year, and this his 10th start. So the Rays have an opportunity now with speed at first. And Ben Zobrist coming up. Ben had the infield hit his first time. One ball, no strikes. Upton with 22 steals on the year. And that catches the corner. 1-1. Smith has a couple of 7-inning outings back-to-back coming into this game. A win on the road against the Orioles in Baltimore, and then a win at home over Oakland. Pitch drops in for a strike. Curveball.
And you saw Will Smith right there. One of the weapons that he brings to the table as far as controlling the running game is going to that slide step. And it was very quick to the plate there with the breaking ball. Quality pitch on top of it.
Step back now and a throw to first. Upton back in. Yeah, the slide step with the curveball, not only good to control the running game, but makes hitting it a little bit more difficult as well. You speed up that slide step and come in with that 78-mile-per-hour curveball. Foul back, holds the count, and a ball, 2 strikes. Smith out of Noonan, Georgia. Pitched Panama City, Florida, for the Gulf Coast Community College team up there in Panama City. Drafted in 07 by the Angels. And Zobrist could not check. He's out on strikes. A diet of breaking stuff there, and Zobrist is out number 1 in the inning.
And what we've seen from Will Smith here is different variations on the breaking ball. That has a slider break to it, even though it's about the same speed as the true curveball. He'll throw that curveball, has more of a 12-6 break, and then sweep it. The speed's not all that different. The break certainly is.
Here's Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger lined out to the center fielder Dyson, his first time up. Smith paying mine to Upton at first. Well, the Rays 0-3 against Kansas City, and overall against the American League Central. The Rays are 5 games under 500, 11-16. Breaking ball is down. The Rays quite often have people around the game scratching their heads, and I think going in to the Central Division and going 11-16, that juxtaposed with going into Anaheim and sweeping the Angels, with a lot of people scratching their respective heads. And how about that? That sweep in Kansas City when the Rays were outscored 7-2 on average.
Hey, forget about around baseball. There's a lot of scratching of the head that goes on up here. And let me tell you something, I can't afford to do it very often. Leave notches, cuts.
Yeah, it's been a pretty unpredictable club in a lot of ways. And it's been an entertaining team on top of that. The Rays struggling in the first half. There goes Upton. The pitch is a strike, and the throw is not going to be in time. Upton steals a base against Kansas City. Stolen base number 23. He got a breaking ball and steals the base.
Yeah, picked the right pitch to go on. There was a slide step too, but BJ getting down there, and that throw a little bit high and away. See how far the tag's got to come from Giovitella. BJ able to sneak that left foot in there.
So he steals his way into scoring position. Keppinger now 1-2. Ground ball, shortstop. Upton goes to third. The throw to first in time. So BJ is at third with 2 outs. And that's going to get Ryan Roberts up there. Well, the Rays on this recent road trip, an offensive road trip, and Ryan Roberts had a big part. Well, you start to get some offense from him and get Longoria back in there. That's a big part of why the Rays were so successful on this road trip.
Well, the one thing that we saw from this Rays offense where they were able to start stringing together some at-bats. You know, you go back to that series against the Angels, they had at least a 4-run inning in all 4 games they played against the Angels. So they were able to put some things together, and that's what really made the difference, not only in Anaheim, but Minneapolis and the first game in Seattle.
1-0 the count to Roberts. Pitch down. 2 balls, no strikes. Rays with a run in the second inning. Kansas City with a run in the top of the third. And the Rays back with a run in their half of the frame. Facing the tall left-hander. Smith about 6'5". The pitch popped up shallow center. Coming in is Dyson, the center fielder, there to make the catch. So the Rays settle for a run after the leadoff triple by Jennings, and they lead 2-1. Tonight, Rays opening the series against Kansas City. Here's tonight's AT&T trivia question. Rays have won 4 straight since Felix Hernandez tossed that perfect game against them. What's the major league record for longest winning streak after being victimized by a perfect game? Salvador Perez will open the 4th. Moustakas and Kane to follow. Curveball misses to start the 4th inning. One ball, no strikes. Liner into right. Cole is there and he makes the catch. One away. Took the fastball the other way and lines it right to Sam Fole. Mike Moustakas. Pitch is a strike. So 2 quick strikes here from Hellickson to Moustakas. Rays getting the lead here 2-1 with a run in the bottom of the 3rd. Moustakas out in front of a curveball. Hellickson went 3-2 with him and struck him out on a changeup in the 2nd. One of 4 strikeouts posted by Jeremy Hellickson tonight. 25-year-old right-hander, last year's Rookie of the Year. And a liner into right again, charged by Fole, and he reaches down and grabs it. Nice grab by Sam Fole, playing an aggressive right field, charging that line drive, and he got there just in the nick of time.
He was not going to be denied this time. So very close in his last attempt.
Fold. Put it in the fold. And Ned Yost is out to argue the point. And that's a clear catch out there in right field.
Trying to get some cardio in. Beautiful play.
Boy, that is. And a great finish. A little flare on the slide. And here's the ball.
And you see that smile break out too when he got back to his feet. Like, yeah, I'm not going 0 for 2.
Well, more of what we've come to expect from Super Sam out there in right field. Here's the right fielder, Lorenzo Cain. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Strike at the knees. 1-1. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Rays. A run, 5 hits for Kansas City. Here's a strike, fastball. That one clocked at 93. So we're at 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a cut and a miss. Curveball strikes out Cain. 1, 2, 3. Go the Royals. Bottom half of inning 4 coming. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay. Fourth inning. Let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Rays have won 4 in a row since they were victimized by Felix Hernandez and his perfect game. What's the major league record for the longest winning streak after being the victim of such perfection? How about that? The 1904 Philadelphia Athletics lost a perfect game to Cy Young and then won 5 in a row. Here is John Rodriguez and a base hit by the bag at third, up the line. Rodriguez turns first, on his way to second. The throw wide, and it's a 2-base hit for John Rodriguez. John on the first pitch here in the 4th picks up his 14th double, and immediately the Rays have a threat.
Well, he hit that ball hard. And you got Mike Moustakas down there at third base that was playing even with the bag. So that's going to cut down what little range you have at third base. Rodriguez sneaks it by, then hustles into second for a leadoff double.
The Rays have had men on base in every inning. They scored a run in the second, a run in the third. Now Rodriguez with a leadoff double here in the fourth inning. Sam Fuld, who made that great catch on the sinking line drive hit by Moustakas in the top half of the inning, up here now. Sam 0 for 1. Pitch inside. Fuld saw pretty steady diet of breaking stuff his first time up there. Bounds it back. Got a fastball there. Got a nice cut. The count is 1-1. The 1-1. Sam bounces it foul. A curveball in there. Well, Jennings opened the third with a triple. The Rays got him home. Leadoff double here in the fourth inning by Sean Rodriguez. Ground ball right side, going to be foul.
That was a nice attempt there by Sam Fuld. Of course, he'd like to get a hit, but being badly fooled on that breaking ball, at least if he's able to get the bat out and roll that ball to the right side, it ends up working like a bunt for Sean Rodriguez. And that's the goal here for Sam Fuld. He's got some room on the left side that if Will Smith wants to throw him something hard away, we can shoot the gap at shortstop.
1-2. And a check swing foul ball. More of the off speed stuff there on a curveball.
You got Escobar pulled somewhat up the middle, basically right behind the runner, Sean Rodriguez, as he leads off. Got a lot of room over there on the left side.
And a cut to miss. He got him on the breaking ball. Fuld is out on strikes.
Now Sam Fuld upset with himself because he wanted to move Sean Rodriguez over at least. Well, catch the Rays as they battle the Yankees. On Wednesday, September 5th, first 10,000 fans will receive a Carlos Pena home run figurine presented by Fresh for Florida Kids that highlights his celebratory trot around the bases. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com.
Jose Lobaton had a base hit his first time. Pitch outside. 1-0. Will Smith has been working out of the stretch most of the last 3 innings. And a base hit again for Lobaton. Here comes Rodriguez in to score, and the Rays make it 3-1. Jose Lobaton drives in the run with his second hit. He's 2 for 2.
Well, Dwayne, you mentioned Will Smith pitching out of the stretch. You know, coming into this ball game, nobody on base. The batting average against him was 235, and as you get runners on, it goes up above 300 all the way up to 333 with runners in scoring position. And Lobaton gets another fastball right out over the plate after he made some really tough pitches to Sam Fuld. He leaves a mistake out there, and the Rays capitalize and played another run.
Now Elliott Johnson pitch away, fastball off the plate, 1 ball, no strike. So the Rays cash in on the leadoff double. 1 out single by Lobaton, getting Rodriguez across the plate. Sean has scored 2 of the 3 runs for the Rays tonight. Elliott shortens on the bat. Takes ball 2. The conference between Perez and Smith. Rays take on this Kansas City team again tomorrow night. Wednesday's game is a day game. And then the Blue Jays come in. Line drive base hit into center field for Elliott. Lobaton makes the turn and hangs at second base. So 3 hits in the inning. Elliott Johnson 2 for 2 on the night. And the Rays trying to put together a big inning here after adding to their lead to make it a 2-run game. Well, the Rays have 7 hits and 2 walks in 3 1/3 here. As Dave Island, the pitching coach, goes to the hill to talk with his left-hander. We start to get some action down in the bullpen. Remember Tiefert, the lefty. The Rays saw him in a starting role in Kansas City back at the end of June.
I thought you were going to say at the country club. A name like Everett Tiefert, don't you have to have a country club membership?
One would think.
Nice sweater collection.
Now the top of the order is Desmond Jennings. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Smith falling behind. And a bit upstairs. 3-0. Smith a little over 70 pitches. That's a strike to Desmond.
Now if you're Desmond, you're just looking for one mistake out over the plate. You give him that strike there, still have the count in your favor. 3-1, a couple of base runners out in front of you, but you do not chase anything here. Your pitch and your spot.
3-1, and that picks up the corner. Full count.
That was not his spot. See Desmond here starts to lean out there. Arms go up. That tells you he was looking for something middle of the plate, middle away.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And Desmond shoots it into deep left. Gordon back. That ball's going to be up off the wall. Lobaton scores. Johnson follows him to the plate. The throw is in time. Perez denied him the plate. Johnson cut down at the plate, and Joe Madden's going to come out to argue the call. It's a double for Jennings. The Rays get a run and lose another one at the plate on the call by Gary Darling.
This will be interesting to see because Perez sticks the left leg out late. As Elliott Johnson comes in, he dekes him. And did Elliott sneak a limb of some sort in before the leg came out by Perez. That will be interesting to see. Gary Darling made the call very quickly.
Well, we'll take another look after the argument.
Yeah, he never got that hand. He got the hand in late, but that was after Darling saw the glove go back. Right here, watch him at the last second stick that left leg out, keeps him off the plate, and then right there Darling saying he got him with the tag.
So Perez, a great job of denying the plate to Johnson, tags him out. The Rays have taken a 4-1 lead. Ned Yost has come out to make a pitching change. It's time for Teaford. Teaford is the new pitcher. Will Smith out after 3 2/3 and 74 pitches. B.J. Upton will face Teaford with Jennings at second base. 2 runs home, 2 outs. And the first pitch is a strike call. Teaford 1-3 on the year. He started the game against the Rays. They got 2 runs in 5 innings plus off him in a game eventually won by the Royals 5-4 in Kansas City. Short one hopper to Hosmer at first, who makes the pickup and the play unassisted to retire the side. We're through 4 and the Rays lead 4-1. Evan Longoria not in Joe Madden's lineup tonight. Time now for the Just for Men Keep Your Edge Spotlight. Rays pitching in the American League. Starters first, bullpen first, strikeouts first, hits per 9 innings first, home runs allowed first. Just as the Rays' great pitching gives them the edge, you can keep your edge with Just for Men Mustache and Beard.
So you're saying they're pretty good then?
They're pretty good. Eric Hosmer opens the 5th inning against Jeremy Hellickson tonight. And the pitch is wide. 1 ball and no strikes. You know, we saw Joe Madden there talking with Evan Longoria. And, you know, I think if you left it up to Evan, he'd play every night and he'd be in the field already. They're just trying to keep the reins on him a little bit.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's like, listen, if I'm coming to the ballpark and putting the uniform on, then I play. I'm not going to come here and just hang out and watch a game. That's his attitude. Always will be.
And he admits that he could be a victim of his own stubbornness at times to try to get into the lineup.
That's why you have managers.
Pitch is down. It's 3-1 now. Hosmer leading it off and ahead in the count. Giovatella, the second baseman, on deck, and then Dyson, the top of the order. Into right field, Fold on the move back there for it, reaching up and makes the catch on the run, and then high fives to Zimber. Hosmer lines to right, and another nice play by Sam Fold out there. That's his second good play of the night.
Well, here we go. Nice play there. This was better.
Up close and personal with the Zimber.
Little head rub.
Johnny Villa now. Single and scored his first time. Ball 1 to Giovatella.
Don't look. Don't look into the eyes.
Just look away.
You can't win.
1-1 the count. Good cut by Giovatella. Missed the off-speed pitch. Nice job. His fastball's been up around 93. We've seen a lot of the curve and a good changeup as usual.
He's been very sharp with his stuff. Despite giving up the 1 run, those were on 3 weakly hit balls.
Ground ball to short. Elliott Johnson low throw, but Keppinger there to grab it. 2 gone.
Yeah, he's going to tell you that was on purpose. That was on purpose. Yeah, just play the skip over there.
Yeah. Remember Davey Concepcion on the all-turf field?
Oh, yeah.
Perfecting that 1-hop skip throw to first. Well, there's a variation on that theme. There you go. Just on the edge of the turf.
I was going to say close to that seam.
That's why it's so difficult to perfect. You got to get close to the seam, but not on it. Want to know the
That's actually a harder throw to make than if you just threw it to him.
1-0 pitch. It's popped into shallow left. Johnson angles out, and Jennings calls him off. Desmond makes the catch. A 1-2-3 fifth. Bottom half of inning 5 coming. 4-1 Rays. And to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Then Zobrist goes after the first pitch from Teaford and lifts a high pop fly shallow left, and Gordon had to stay with that one to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's check in with Todd Callis.
All right, Dwayne, Ben Zobrist, part of our Autoway text poll question of the evening. Which Ray will lead the team in RBIs by the end of the year? BJ Upton coming off that 13 RBI road trip. He leads the team right now. He's TB1. Carlos Pena, TB2. Ben Zobrist, TB3. Matt Joyce, TB4. Luke Scott, TB5. Evan Longoria trails by a lot, but he gets RBIs. Text your votes to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply. We will have the results in our Rays Live postgame show, guys.
Well, Jeff Keppinger now stepping in here. 1 ball and no strikes. It's good to be zeroed in on run production on the poll question here, coming off that great road trip. 1-1 the count. Two balls and a strike. There's a long shot deep to left off the bat of Keppinger, and that one is gone. Home run for Jeff Keppinger, number 6 on the year, and the Rays open a 5-1 lead.
I'll tell you what, if you've ever seen a breaking ball just break right into a swing plane, this is what happens here. Ball meet bat. Wow.
Now the Rays open a 4-run lead as Keppinger goes deep. Pitch to Roberts is a strike, and what was missed on the double by Jennings in the 4th inning, with the Rays scoring a run and then the subsequent argument about the out call at the plate, is that Jennings didn't miss a home run by maybe a foot, maybe a foot and a half. There was no question about the ball that Keppinger hit. And Roberts sending a fly ball to center. It's caught by Dyson. 2 outs. Keppinger had homered on that road trip in the Minnesota series, and he gets number 6 here tonight to open the homestand. And here's Sean Rodriguez. He scored twice with a walk and a double. There's a strike. Strike at the knees, 0-2. Five 9-0 for the Rays, 1-5-0 for Kansas City. Four runs off Smith, all were earned on 8 hits. 4 strikeouts and a couple of walks. A wild pitch through 3 2/3. A run on the home run by Keppinger against Teaford. One ball, 2 strikes. Back into the screen. that one away. Fastball. The amazing thing about the road trip, the Rays, of course, going west and finishing 8-2. But they averaged over 6.5 runs in that game, including the perfect game thrown against them. They averaged 6.6 runs a game. It again.
Well, each swing gets a little bit more comfortable.
This will be at least a 9-pitch at bat for Rodriguez. And a cut to miss. He's out on strikes. So the Rays are finished in the 5th. They add a run on the home run by Jeff Keppinger. We are through 5 tonight, 5-1. Rays lead.
A 5-1 lead over the Royals. Well, backed by popular demand, the lovable Zimbear makes his triumphant return to Tropicana Field on Monday, September 3rd. The Rays take on the Yankees, and the first 10,000 fans get to take one home, courtesy of the Tampa Bay Times. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com. Just don't stare into its eyes.
Alcides Escobar leading off. He takes the first pitch. It's too low. A curveball. That curveball has been prominent for Hellickson tonight. He has 5 strikeouts. And that curveball has been a big part of that. 2-0. In fact, he started this game by striking out Dyson, the leadoff man, looking on a curveball. Hop short. Johnson with a high throw. Keppinger tried to get the tag, but Escobar avoided it. That's going to be an error charged to Johnson on the throw.
Now, Elliott Johnson really struggling here. That last throw that we showed was a very short on a routine ground ball. This one, trying to make the adjustment, he just lets this ball sail. And what should have been a routine play here is a leadoff base runner. Can't have that.
Escobar reaches. Now you get down into the middle part of the order. Alex Gordon. A challenge for Hellickson to pitch around the leadoff error. Just ball up. Gordon 2 for 2 tonight, including a run batted in. 2 balls, no strikes. Escobar with the lead. Safe lead over there. And there's ball 3. Gordon lays off. Changeup. 3-0. Billy Butler's on deck. That's why that leadoff error worries you a little bit. With Gordon and Butler and Perez, who's been swinging the bat well. There's the strike. 3-1. Run, 5 hits allowed by Hellickson. And he walks Gordon. Those 2 men reach base, and that's going to bring Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach, out of the dugout.
Preemptive meeting here by Jim Hickey. You know, Jeremy's been throwing the ball well all game long. He gets a ground ball to start this inning that was turned into an error, and then maybe a little lapse of concentration or being upset about that error leads to the walk. So, and maybe not, but Jim Hickey's not going to take any chances with the middle of the lineup coming up. We'll rock out with OAR as they hit the main stage Friday after the Rays host Oakland A's. Perform their headlining hits. Shattered Heaven. That was a crazy game of poker. For tickets, you can visit RaysBaseball.com.
Well, 2 men on, and Billy Butler singled back in the first inning, then struck out on a curveball in the third. Is the hitter. Curveball starts him with a strike. Strike called. Hellickson left a couple of men on base in the first inning. And then got out of the third. And those softly hits. There's 3 hits that produced a run. Now 2 men on, nobody out in the 6th. That takes the count to 2 strikes. A lot of it. Kansas City. Just one other start. And that was last year in August. Ground ball, shortstop, Johnson. Second base 1, first base 2. Oh, the ball loose over at first base, and Butler safe there. Well, the Rays had a double play right there, and it gets away from him.
I think it broke his glove. I think it went right through the webbing. That ball looked like it was caught by Jeff Kebinger, then just squirts out the back end, and you see him throwing the glove into the dugout.
That's a tough break for the Rays.
Maybe that's why Ryan Roberts was going to pitch that one day. Good throw here right on the money, and watch it go right through the webbing.
So the Rays had the double play, and the ball went right through that glove. So it's first and third with 1 out. Well, how about that if you're on the mound now? The runner at third reached on an error. You had a double play ball right there. and the mitt breaks at first.
Patience is being tested. What about the inning where the Royals scored their run? Those three weak hits. And Jeremy is having to deal with it tonight.
There's Perez, the catcher. Pitch is down. Salvador Perez, he's 0 for 2. A change of equipment again over there at first. Keppinger now working on his third mitt of the inning. Ground ball, third base. Rodriguez to Roberts, one. First base. Now they get the double play. And that third mitt at first base is a charm. 5-4-3 on the double play. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's 5-1 Rays. Scored in each of the last 4 innings. Elliott Johnson's base hit gave the Rays a run in the second and another run in the third on a wild pitch. 2 more in the fourth. Lobatone's base hit scored a run. So did the double by Jennings. Elliott Johnson tagged out trying to score another run in that frame, and then Jeff Keppinger's home run in the fifth, counting for all 5 of the runs for the Rays. Here's Sam Fole running up to bunt that one, and he misses. Strike 1. Fole 0 for 2. Two strikes the count. Tapper, first base side foul. Sam leading it off, then Lobatone, followed by Johnson. Ball game in the 6th. Two and two.
You can see Everett Teaford. He's got a nice sweeping breaking ball that he can really manipulate to the left-handed hitters. Not going to overpower you. Spot that fastball. That breaking ball is tough.
Still a 2-2 count with the foul ball. Ground ball down to third and past the diving Moustakas inside the left field line. Big turn by Fold at first, and he hangs on with a leadoff single.
Well, Teaford stayed away with the fastball, the hard stuff. So Sam Fold very smartly. You try to pull that pitch, you're just going to hit a ground ball to second base. So he just shoots that ball and is able to squeeze it between Moustakas and the third base line.
Well, the Rays are in double figures again with 10 hits. Lobaton, he's 2 for 2 tonight.
So much for the long night coming west to east.
Ball, no strikes.
I think that's any concern. You know, when you come from west to east like that, you almost always have a day off once you land, especially after a 10-day trip. Not so for the Rays. So the concern was they'd be zombies tonight. Well, so far so good.
Pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes. And Joe Madden announcing that the batting practice was optional. Seemed like a good move after a successful and long road trip and a long trip home. Late in August to boot. Pop fly in the short left. And Gordon makes the catch. Lobaton retired for the first time tonight. It's him 2 for 3. Baltimore is playing in Texas tonight. And the Rangers batting in the bottom of the third inning, with Baltimore leading 1-0 in that game. First, Sam Fold back in. Elliott Johnson 2 for 2. The run batted in. First pitch is a strike. About hit Kansas City 10-5, and they lead 5-1. Step back and a throw to first. Gold is back in. White Sox hitting in the bottom of the second. They trail the Yankees at Chicago now. That's a 3-0 game. Takes it to center field. Dyson there to make the catch. 2 outs. And Fold back to first. That'll get the top of the order. Desmond Jennings up there. Desmond has a triple and a double, 2 for 3. He takes it for a strike. Breaking ball. Starting to stop by Fold. Now he's going to go as the ball pops away. And Fold advances on a pitch in the dirt.
Well, first of all, did you see Everett Teaford and how long he stood there on the mound staring down Sam Fold before making that pitch? Tried to really get Sam to sink into his heels. Sam with the little false start, but great anticipation on the ball in the dirt. No hesitation in heading towards second, and he gets in safely.
Wild pitch charge to Teaford. 1-1 to Jennings. The count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just a changeup. It's off the plate. Now 2-2. He's trying to add another run to this game, and the count is full now to Desmond. Rays open the scoring with a single run in the second. Kansas City tied it with a 3rd inning run. The A's grabbed the lead again in the 3rd with a run, put 2 up in the 4th, and then another run in the 5th. 3-2, and strike 3 called. Retires the side. Rays leave a man at second. We're through 6. 5-1 Tampa Bay. Your local Southern Ford dealers. By the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. And by Subway Restaurants. Play hard, eat fresh. Raining outside Tropicana Field. Dry and comfy inside. The Rays and the Royals move into the 7th inning. Mike Moustakas will lead off. Hellickson has made 76 pitches through 6 innings. With Moustakas, Kane, and Hosmer coming up here in the 7th. Fastball misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Right-hander Jeremy Jeffress going in the bullpen down the left field line. 2-0. Hellickson after his 8th win of the season tonight. The big cut. Moustakas swinging through that fastball up. 2-1. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's been the key for Jeremy Hellickson all night long. You know, the curveball's been very sharp. The changeup's been good, but it's all been set up by his fastball, which, you know, his last start against the Mariners, his fastball was very, very good. Joe Madden talked about that being a plus pitch for him last time out.
Popped up, foul ball. Rodriguez after it and makes the catch. That's the first out here in the 7th inning with the bases empty. Laura McKeeman standing by. Laura, how are you?
I'm doing great, Dwayne, and just here to promote some Twitter. Make sure you follow us. It's at Sun Sports Rays. We've got tweets with updates and scores and everything coming your way, and log on to foxsportsflorida.com. Ryan Roberts took to Twitter to say how much he loves playing for this Rays team. Todd talked about it earlier. He's really enjoying being a part of this club, and he brings so much with his versatility defensively. He says 140 characters isn't even enough to say all he wants to say about Tampa Bay. Dwayne?
All right, thank you, Laura. Well,
another one sold.
Yep.
I'll tell you, how many players have you heard that from?
Mm-hmm.
They come to this organization, well, just absolutely fall in love with it.
Pitch is down 2-0. Well, that's part of a very smart strategy as well. From an organizational point of view, trying to get players who want to come here. Good place to play. Great place to live.
And probably, you know, you go back 4, 5, 6 years, probably not always the easiest sell. But they come here, start to change the culture around here, start to win, create an atmosphere where it's very player friendly.
There's a strike.
And now you rarely, you don't hear, well, actually, you don't hear anything negative from players. They come over here, and they're like Ryan Roberts. They fall right in line and say, this is where you come to play baseball.
And for some of them, you get to play at home.
Yeah.
Foul ball, out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count to Kane. Foul ball back. So another 3-2 pitch to be made by Hellickson to Lorenzo Cain. It's foul back, going to be out of play. Moustakas has fouled out. Cain fouling away a couple of pitches here with a full count. It's only the second full count Hellickson has had on a hitter tonight. And a cut and a miss. He comes back with an off-speed pitch. And Cain out on strikes for the second time.
Well, this is a snapshot of what that changeup could do to a hitter. Watch the swing and a miss and drop down and have to prop himself up with his hand. That's how off balance Lorenzo Cain was on that great changeup. Watch this.
Well, he went 3-2 to Moustakas in the second inning. Got him on a changeup. 3-2 to Cain in this inning. And he gets him on a change. And Hosmer takes a fastball for strike 1.
Don't feel bad. It happens to a lot, guys.
Foul out of play by Hosmer. pitch, line drive, base hit into center field. Comes on an 0-2 pitch, a fastball, and Hosmer is aboard.
Jeremy Hellickson livid with himself. You saw by the placement of Lobatone's glove, they wanted that fastball up in the zone. You didn't get a chance to see it there, but you can. Yeah, he wants that ball up. And for good reason.
So 2-out base hit. Johnny Giavotella. Giavotella 1 for 2. Pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. Changeup is down.
I don't know if it was down to Giavotella. That was a good pitch.
Boxtrack liked it right at the bottom of the zone. The 2-0. Fouls it. Hosmer was singled with 2 outs. We're in the top of the 7th. Game last year that Hellickson pitched against Kansas City came here at the Trop. He had a no decision, and the Rays won that game 2-1. He gave up just a run on 6 hits in 7 1/3. He's given up a run on 6 hits, 2 outs into the 7th of this game. And he leads 5-1. Toss to first. Hosmer back in. Pitch is high. It's now 3 balls and a strike. Hellickson pitched around some miscues in the 6th inning. Trying to get the final out after a 2-out single in the 7th. Foul ball takes the count full. Starting to approach 100 pitch mark, 97 right now. Three balls, 2 strikes. And a ground ball headed to second. Roberts up with it. The throw to first retires the side. No runs a hit. 1 left. Bottom of the 7th coming. 5-1 Rays. Seventh inning stretch time here at the ballpark with the Rays leading 5-1. They regained the lead in the third inning. Hellickson, a very nice start for the Rookie of the Year a season ago. Some congrats there in the Rays dugout. B.J. Upton will lead off the bottom of the seventh against Jeremy Jeffress. First pitch, Upton sends a fly ball up the right side down beyond the Rays bullpen. Out of play, strike one. The Rays facing Jeffress now, on for the seventh time. Jeffress will be 25 in September. One ball and one strike now. Two balls and a strike. Jeffress originally got to the major leagues with the Brewers for 10 games in 2010. He was in 14 games for Kansas City last year. And it's now 3 balls and a strike. J.P. Howell up in the bullpen now. Upton, Zobrist, and Keppinger due up. Cut and a miss on the fastball at 96.
Yeah, Ned Yost has some power arms to come out of that Kansas City bullpen. In fact, as a bullpen coming into play today, lead the major leagues with 413 strikeouts. Some big time fastballs. You see Jeffress, another one.
And a cut and a miss. 96 and a strikeout. B.J. Upton.
Now let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitching matchup presented by Chevron. That gentleman on the right who's got a pretty good fastball himself. Let's take his 16 wins to the mound. ERA at 2.39, just sparkling numbers all the way down for David Price. And Luke Hochevar, 7-11 with a 5.24, but the Rays have seen him pitch very well against them, and if he's on, he can be nasty.
Ben Zobrist takes a pitch down and in. Rays trying to win their 5th in a row since the perfect game spun against them by Felix Hernandez. One and one. Two balls and a strike. Breaking ball. It might have been high. Not sure.
Yeah, I would say that was middle. That was a pretty good curveball to me.
Back with a fastball, mid-90s. I'd call a strike.
Well, just swing, Ben.
And had the infield hit in the first. He is 1 for 3 tonight. And he is out on strikes at 97. Well, Upton went down on strikes at 96. Zobrist at 97.
Boy, Jeffress can really power that fastball to a spot. He jumped on that one. That ball just exploding out of the hand. And Ben Zobrist, a pretty good fastball hitter, so it's always something when you are able to get one by him.
Jeff Keppinger. That pitch drops in. Curveball, and that is a strike call. 1-1. Foul out of play. 1-2. Texas has taken a 2-1 lead on Baltimore in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here we're in the bottom of the 7th. The Rays lead 5-1. Keppinger fights off the fastball, and that one had 99 written on it. Couple of strikeouts here in the 7th inning, and Jeffress is ahead of Keppinger. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another one fouled out of play. That one at 98. One-two pitch. Fly ball to center field. Dyson makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. In the 7th go the Rays. On to the 8th. It's 5-1 Rays.
Rays in the wild card picture are #1 right now, a game ahead of Baltimore. The Orioles losing in Texas tonight 2-1, and they've done it without Evan Longoria for 85 games, and really without all their players intact at one point all season, until maybe tomorrow as Luke Scott comes back. Here's Joe Madden.
Scotty's ready to come back tomorrow. We have to make a decision on what to do tonight. Really, up and down from 1 through 9 tomorrow is going to be pretty interesting. So obviously it's another good thing. We're getting closer to what we're supposed to have looked like all season now.
So it's taken till late August, guys, but finally a full squad offensively beginning tomorrow. Back to you.
Yeah, the Rays actually will have a depth problem. Too much depth, and they'll have to make a decision to clear a spot for Luke Scott. J.P. Howell on now to replace Jeremy Hellickson, and J.P., who's thrown strikes all year, throws a first pitch strike here to Dyson. Carlos Pena in the game as well, defensively at first base. Dyson, Escobar, and Gordon due up. And a little piece of that was foul. How about JP? He's gone 24 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball, the longest by any pitcher in Rays history.
No, he's done it very quietly. He just goes out and just continues to execute pitches. He's not going to light up a radar gun, although his fastball has been as hard, maybe at times a little bit harder than what we've seen out of JP the last couple of seasons, but it's been the execution.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Joel Peralta busy in the bullpen. Two and two. Bueno, the lefty. Francisco Bueno throwing in the Kansas City bullpen now. Broken bat ground ball. Roberts makes the flip. Dyson's out of there. Roberts to Pena. Brings up Escobar. Escobar 0 for 3, reached on an error his last time. Entered the game with an 8-game hitting streak. And the pitch is a strike. One and one now. Two balls and a strike. Well, the Rays so far tonight, none the worse for wear of that long trip back home following the sweep of the Angels. Rays putting together a 4-game sweep in Anaheim. Ground ball to short, picked up by Johnson. The throw to first. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, coming up on tomorrow's Rays Live, the pregame presented by Gulf Coast Honda. Going to have David Price as he goes for win number 17. The impact of Evan Longoria coming back to the ball club, and I will be breaking something down for you. I'm going to tell you who is the worst for wear tonight, D. Wayne.
Yes.
That's your partner.
No.
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah. Well,
I had not noticed.
Listen, I'm trying my best over here to get it going. Not a lot of sleep last night.
Here's Alex Gordon. Strike. Hey, well, how about the Pirates, though?
Hey,
you know, after 19 innings in that game with the Cardinals.
Oh yes, how about
get away, and then they went to San Diego, so they had to fly to the West Coast after all that.
Wow,
19 innings.
19 innings. That was something. Well, and you remember that game that they lost last year in 19 innings on the controversial call at the plate, and then went into a tailspin after that. You wonder if this win in 19 innings gives them a boost.
Two balls and a strike. That's a lot of extra innings.
Oh, wow. 6 hours and 7 minutes. And then lose. It's one thing if you win those games.
2 outs, 2-1 the count to Gordon.
I can remember years ago in interleague play actually playing the Pirates in Pittsburgh with the Indians. 2 back-to-back games of 14 and 15 innings or 15 innings with rain delays.
Oh, yeah, those are great, aren't they?
Oh, I mean, you're finishing the game up at 1:40 in the morning.
It's pop foul. That's going to be out of play. I remember doing a 20-inning game with the Astros and the Padres in San Diego. And the game was decided as a result of a couple of errors, and the eventual winning run got on base on an error by Ozzie Smith when he was playing shortstop with the Padres. But that one went 20 innings in San Diego. 3-2. Foul out of play. See another 3-2 pitch. Yeah, you're not sure what your name is at the end of those games.
No way. No chance. Well, that's where you start resorting to Todd Callis on a scooter, a rainbow, maybe a Fernando Rodney sighting.
The ground ball. Johnson at short, scoops and throws on the run. A wide throw. Pena reaching in. Gets the tag on Gordon. So it's a 1-2-3-8. Another scoreless inning for J.P. Howell. 5-1 Rays.
Royals 5-1. Experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Hancock Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Hancock Bank Club features an upscale menu and inclusive drink options. For tickets and more information, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Yum.
Five to 1, the Rays lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ryan Roberts leads off against Francisco Bueno. And the first pitch popped up right side. Hosmer from his first base spot. A little backpedaling, and he makes the catch. One away. Bueno, the fourth pitcher of the night for Kansas City. Rays got 4 runs off the starter Will Smith and another run off Everett Teifert. Jeffries worked 1 inning. Jeremy Jeffries, 1 inning and a couple of strikeouts in a perfect 7th. Kyle Farnsworth busy in the Rays bullpen, and the pitch to Sean Rodriguez is outside. Ground ball down to third. Moustakas. Ground ball out. 2 up and 2 down. Well, coming up on the Rays live postgame presented by Checkers. Todd and Orestes anchoring from their center field perch. We'll have Joe Madden's press conference, Laura's interviews from the clubhouse, and we'll kick in a comment or two. Sam Fole takes the pitch, and that's a strike. It's coming up immediately following the coverage of the Rays Royals game here to open this series and the homestand for the Rays. 1-1 the count. Ball 2 2 strikes. David Price pitches tomorrow night after win number 17. A 2-2 count. Retired Ryan Roberts and Sean Rodriguez. The 2-2 to Cole. Bouncer foul. Sam's made a couple of outstanding defensive plays in this game tonight. Got a base hit in the 6th. Two and 2. And a base hit up the middle into center field. Sam makes the turn, going to dig for 2, and he is safe at second base. There's that patented Super Sam hustle.
Again, you talk about putting pressure on a defense. Sam Fold out of the box in what looked to be just an out, little single up the middle, and he right there is going to go for it. How about that? Lull him to sleep and hustle. That is his game, and he makes it actually quite easily.
That's what he does.
Well,
Hustles
and you know,
all the time.
And you wish everybody played like
you
that.
You sure do.
I mean, that is the way you play. It's fun to watch. That's how he energizes the team.
Well, he's in scoring position. He gives Jose Lobaton a chance to pick up another run batted in. Pitch is down to Lobaton. 1-0. Texas batting in the bottom of the 5th, leading Baltimore 3-1. Lobaton takes one outside, a fastball. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch is low. Fastball missed, and the count is 3-0. Now they're going to go ahead and put Lobaton on.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's text poll question brought to you by Ottaway. Who do you think will lead the Rays in RBIs this season? TB1, BJ Upton. These are their totals as it comes into the game tonight. 54, TB2, Carlos Pena. TB3, Ben Zobrist. TB4, Matt Joyce. TB5, Luke Scott. TB6, Evan Longoria. Text 7979 to submit your votes. Standard message and data rates will always apply.
Well, Elliott Johnson drove in the first run of the game with a base hit way back in the 2nd inning. They walk Lobaton to face him here in the 8th. And Elliott looks at a strike. Johnson 2 for 3 tonight. Pitch is outside, 1-1. up the right side. That moved George Hendrick a bit. Yeah, keep it fair.
That's exactly what he's saying.
Don't bother me over here in foul territory. A ball, 2 strikes. Foul out of play. So the count is still a ball, 2 strikes. Rays trying to win a game from the Royals for the first time this year after being swept by Kansas City on the road earlier. They're 0-3 against the Royals. A 1-2 count. Sicily Bueno turns and nothing doing back at second base where Sam Fuld is. Bueno got the first 2, then gave up the hustling double to Fuld. Robitone was walked. And the ground ball to the right side. Second baseman with the pickup and the toss to first. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left, and we head into the ninth. 5-1 Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Look at him.
Well, we head into the top of the 9th inning. The Rays with a 5-1 lead over the Royals. Well, Rays fans, tune in Saturday for the premiere of Inside the Rays, the Relief Corps, where we examine the ins and outs of the Rays bullpen. It's all on Inside the Rays, the Relief Corps, Saturday at 4:30 p.m. on Sun Sports, where Rays fans live.
Well, there's a peek into the bullpen. Kyle Farnsworth is going to be the new Rays pitcher. J.P. Howell extending his scoreless streak with a perfect 1-2-3-8. Farnsworth on for the 17th time. Billy Butler leads it off. The pitch is a strike. Butler singled in the first. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Down to third. Rodriguez with the throw to first. Butler is out of there. 1 gone in the ninth. Salvador Perez. Royals catcher 0 for 3 tonight, including the double play. Grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the 6th inning. The strike. Howell extended his scoreless streak to 25 2/3 innings tonight. At 1, 2, 3/8. The 0-1 to Perez. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Out to second and past the diving Roberts. A base hit into right. Perez shoots a single the other way.
Ryan Roberts playing a little bit more up the middle. He's at the normal second base position. That ball is right to him. A great effort to try and get there, but able to squeeze by in the right field. You can see where Ryan Roberts is right here. This ball's going to be to his left, not hit that hard. Just about where you would normally be in second base.
Mike Moustakas. The pitch is a strike. One on, 1 out. 1 strike to count to Moustakas. Cut the miss on the fastball. For 2. Runs, 11 hits for the Rays. A run, now 7 hits for Kansas City. Fly ball to right. Sam Fuld is there to make a routine catch this time. 2 outs.
I could circle him, Dwayne.
You could.
Took a couple steps to his right, put that away. Show you the route that he took. Can't believe I did that. I can't believe they let me.
Hey, you're in charge of the telestrator. You can draw whatever you want over there. 2 outs in the 9th with Perez at first, and Lorenzo Cain will be the hitter. Fernando Rodney loosening in the bullpen. Pitch is a strike. A couple of strikeouts for Cain tonight. 0 for 3 overall. And a strike on the edge. Holmgren got that one up there at 96. And a 2-strike count. Strike 3 call. 97. This game is over. Cain left standing in the batter's box as Gary Darling turns and departs. Rays win it 5-1 tonight as Jeremy Hellickson works the first 7 to even his record at 8-8. Will Smith, the losing pitcher, his mark now 4-5. Took 2 hours and 46 minutes to play this game. 5-11-2 for the Rays. 7 left. 1-7-0. 5 left for the Royals. And the Rays have won 5 in a row. After that 8-2 road trip, they start the 6-game homestand with a victory. The Rays have now won 12 of their last 14, and they go 68-54. They're plus 14 games over 500. That is a season's high. And the final pitch, the called third strike on Lorenzo Cain. So Farnsworth works the scoreless inning. Hellickson made 98 pitches in the 7 innings he worked. J.P. Howell with the scoreless inning, followed by Farnsworth. Right now, let's go to the field and Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thanks. Desmond, you guys kind of picked it up where that road trip left off. Good to continue it here at home where you haven't really scored as well all year long.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's good to hit anywhere you go. But, you know, to come back and continue to hit the way we've been doing, it's pretty good.
Opposite field triple, then you pulled the double. Either one of those balls did you think was going out?
I knew the one to the right wasn't going. You know, I thought I hit the one to left hard enough, but I guess not.
When you guys have a situation like this, you fly over from the West Coast to the East Coast. Joe tells you guys just show up, no BP. Is it nice to have a good, relaxing day like that, especially considering the travel?
Yeah, I mean, you get in late, you know, just you have a little more time to relax. You know, you don't have to be up, you know, early. Just, you know, want to get some rest and, you know, let your body recover a little bit and go from there.
I think this team is playing its best baseball of the year right now?
Yeah, I think so. But, you know, it's still early. We keep it up. You know, hopefully we keep it up and continue to do what we're doing.
Congrats on a good night.
Thanks, CK.
Desmond Jennings, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Rays are winners to open the homestand. It's a 5-1 final. We'll be back in just a moment.